Hello, welcome back to Michael Hoppen Gallery. I'm delighted today to be sitting next door to my dear friend and the great photographer Colin Jones. Colin was the very first photographer that the gallery showed nearly 30 years ago, and I remember the show as if it was yesterday. It was absolutely fantastic, and whilst it wasn't what we're going to talk about today, it was of immense quality and it taught me an awful lot about black and white photography. But as I say, today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about this project, completely made by Colin in 1976, I think we started. Maybe, Colin, could you tell us a little bit about why you visited the Black House and made the first pictures?
Well, I was asked to do it, to go there by the Sunday Times magazine.
So it was a commissioned story?
It was a commissioned story to start with. And it took a long time to get in because we were white. And it was at a time when pressure was on the black community.
So calling it the Black House must have been maybe a little bit contentious. Why did you call it the Black House? Maybe I know there's a little story behind this.
Yeah. Well, Herman didn't want me, who ran the house, he didn't want me to call it the Black House.
Right.
But it was always nicknamed the Black House, even by the kids that were there. And I said to him, well, if the President of America can live in the White House, why can't you live in the Black House?
Well said, Colin. Well said. And so he agreed?
Yes, he agreed. And yeah.
I think what I love, and I'm just looking at the back of the book, is there's a tremendous honesty about the pictures. There's not really a political agenda, although obviously I think if you look at it today, one might feel that, but there's the most fantastic sort of atmosphere in the pictures. Look at this one, for example. Maybe this, I assume, is at the back of the house.
Yes, this is in the garden.
And tell me, where did most of the people that you were photographing come from? Were they...
They were from all over the Caribbean, Antigua, Jamaica, and Antigua, Trinidad.
And once the project was, once you'd made the story for the Sunday Times, you then kept going back?
Yes, I thought it was, for me as a white person, to get that close. I carried on doing it.
For how many years?
I think it was 5 years.
And what?
I ended up by doing the wedding. They asked me to...
We've got a picture of the wedding here. It's a rather lovely picture.
Yeah, they asked me to
so you were a trusted friend, really. Yeah. And in fact, one of the other prints we have here, which I think is very pertinent to our conversation, is a picture you made of some of the people who used to live at the Black House, but this is quite recent, isn't it?
Yes, this is a funeral, Birch's funeral, and who died of cancer.
And tell me something, you make all your own prints, so this is not something where you're making a picture and then sending it off to the laboratory. You spend many hours making your prints.
I handprint everything.
One of the things I love is that there's a very tender quality to your work. And this doesn't only apply to the Black House, Colin, but whether you were working up in the north, in the mines or in the shipbuilding communities, what I've always found very refreshing about your work is that you don't judge. You present something the way it is.
Yes.
And you do that very naturally. Can you tell me a little bit about how, and not specifically about, but how you approach making pictures? Is it something you...
Well, I was inspired by Michael Hoppen, who was a Hungarian photographer.
Great photographer, wasn't he? He did ballet as well.
So. Yeah, that's how I checked, because what I used to be is a ballet dancer with the Royal Ballet. And he was always photographing the ballet, and he wanted to do everything, not on the stage, but backstage. And it inspired me, and he probably seen these pictures, and he says, you know, either rubbish or, but he was a great advisor. It's like a sort of, there's a lot of luck involved in photography.
But also a lot of talent. And I think, you know, you've made so many extraordinary pictures, and I hope people understand that, you know, these pictures are not only fantastic pictures, but they're extraordinary documents as well. And I think, you know, what I think one has to remember, that photographs are not simply piece of paper to be hung on a wall. They are evidence. They are pieces of history that we have to pay attention to. And whether you're a collector or you buy books or you look at books, it's important that these things are paid attention to and preserved. And I mean, they're fabulous prints as well. I mean, you do make lovely, beautiful silver prints, and it's not easy to make pictures like this. But, well, Colin, thank you very much for taking the time to come and talk to us a little bit about the Black House.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Very nice to see you again. Thank you.